What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing okay. Please let me know. Somebody, my sister's here. Can you hear me? Want to be sure that I am coming in loud and clear to y'all. All right. Hey, babies. It's good to see y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I know. I know. If anybody that's seen this movie, you know that song can elicit tears immediately. Okay, great, guys. Let's get started. I'm going to try to be sure that I am paying attention to the live chat because I no longer have my training wheels, Zach. So I'm running this all on my own. I hope that y'all like it. So let's see. We're going to just jump right on in here. And this is really for my only my non-Louisiana folks. So this movie opens up in a small southern town in Louisiana, northern Louisiana. We'll get into it at another time why there's a difference between North Louisiana and South Louisiana. But anyway, so um, now again, this is for my only my non-Louisiana folks. This movie takes place in this town. At the end of this live, I would really like for all of my out-of-towners to phonetically spell this out for me, how you think it's pronounced. There's no prize or anything like that. I'm just really curious to know how y'all think we say this word. All right. So let's see. We are going to go to. All right. So this movie is an all-star cast. It's got pretty much everybody that you could possibly imagine. But it opens up with Annelle, played by the beautiful Daryl Hannah, even though she looks kind of like a weird librarian here. But anyway, she's walking to apply for a job at the local beauty shop. It's a peaceful little stroll in the Louisiana springtime. The flowers are blooming, the breeze is blowing. There are people swinging on their front porches. It's really picturesque. But Annelle happens upon this elaborate wedding being set up, and then there are gunshots. I'll get to that in a minute. And then we get introduced to Malin, played by the inimitable Sally Field. She's on the phone frantically trying to fix last minute catastrophes before her daughter's wedding, like any good Southern mama would. And then enters the bride, Shelby, played by Julia Roberts, complaining that the nail polish on her hands looks like a stuck pig just bled all over. And then we realize why there are gunshots, because Shelby's daddy is shooting into the trees to get rid of all of the birds so there's no bird shit all over her reception. So then, sorry, this is just a little crash course for anybody that hasn't seen the movie, so you understand who the characters are, because we're going to be talking about them a lot. Then we cut back to Annelle. She's arriving at the beauty shop, and the beauty shop is owned by America's Angel, Dolly Parton. Look at that 80s style. Stacy, I need to remove your comment. We don't need to be making everybody cry. All right. And then come barreling down the driveway is my favorite character, Clary, played by Olympia Dukakis. Then we cut to a scene of Shelby in the bathtub, and her gorgeous hunk of a man, Jackson, played by Dylan McDermott, comes in. And then finally to our final main character, Drum's arch nemesis, Shelby's daddy, and mother to the mangiest dog in Chinkapin Parish, Weeza, played by the iconic Shirley MacLaine. She's there to tear Drum's ass up about shooting into the trees, causing a nervous condition in her dog. And with that, I am going to welcome my very own Weeza Boudreaux, Dr. Greg Landry. Weeza, you look like shit.
Don't you talk to me like that.
Sorry, you look like regular shit. All right, guys. So for anybody that has not seen the movie, it's really kind of a tragic tale, but it's got all these very heartwarming parts to it and everything. And we'll kind of go through all like the hard-hitting scenes and everything like that. And just discuss like some of the most iconic quotes and everything. I hope everybody's wearing their blush and bashful. I've got my blush and I've got my bashful. All right. So let's start at the beauty shop. One of the well, probably that's probably the second most iconic scene of the movie. So we start off, and all the ladies are in there. We have Clary, Weeza. No, Weeza's not there yet. We have Clary, we have Lynn, we have Shelby, we have Truvy, and we have Annelle. And Clary, I am curious actually to anybody that has ever seen this movie. Has anyone tried the cuppa? It's a cup of flour, cup of sugar, a cup of fruit cocktail with the juice, and then you just mix and bake it 350 till golden bubbly. Greg, have you?
I will say as a hobbyist baker that I have not tried this recipe because it sounds absolutely horrendous. There is no leavener in it. There is no fat in it. There is nothing that you would want in a baked good to make it a baked good. It is literally nothing but sugar and flour.
Well, you cut it with ice. You serve it with ice cream to cut the sweetness.
Exactly. You put it on top of ice cream to cut the sweetness.
Gossip class. Your dad went to school with Julia Roberts in Georgia. No, wait, is Julia Roberts from Georgia?
Is
I
she?
didn't realize she was an actual Southern woman. How about that?
You know what surprised me the most about this, and I could be incorrect, this movie, but I don't think any of these actresses won an Oscar for this movie.
They
I
didn't.
think they were all nominated, but I don't think they won anything. I think Julia Roberts' only Academy Award was for Aaron Brockovich.
Well, I know that Sally didn't win anything,
which she should have. Let's be
but,
honest.
for that graveyard scene, which guys
That graveyard scene, she should have won for that. Absolutely,
for sure.
I agree. I 100% agree.
All right, so then we got Clary talking about KPPD.
Janice and Mita got hit with a baseball. It was fabulous. Was she hurt? I doubt it.
I doubt it. She got hit in the head.
So many great one-line quotes from this movie. Honestly.
Oh my god! I know. How often do we quote this movie? It's
all the time. I mean, all the time.
It's iconic, and the fact that so many gay men are obsessed with this movie and quoting this movie is it doesn't even make sense. There is one scene in this entire movie that you get like a glimpse into a gay character, but it's not even somebody that speaks on screen.
Well, honey, because the gays, all we want to do is gossip in a beauty parlor. I mean, deep down inside, that's what we want our days to look like, to be honest. Just, sitting in a beauty parlor with our friends, gossiping like chickens.
Don't you do that regularly anyway? Or is that just at your nail salon?
I talk about a lot of my coworkers, but it's not in a beauty salon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's far from a beauty salon. They Were Robbed, only movie that has you sobbing 1 minute and laughing hysterically the next. Yep, that's absolutely how Steel Magnolias is.
My favorite emotion is laughter through tears.
You don't cry. You have to have a heart to cry.
That was that was one of the quotes. I think that's what
I know. I just thought that you were talking about that for yourself.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
Absolutely not. No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so then while they're in the beauty parlor, we come to find out that Shelby is diabetic. She has this Julia Roberts plays Shelby, and she has this like insane diabetic seizure, and that was so like I never thought that. It took me years to realize that wasn't actually real because I think I was like 3 years old.
Oh no, really? Were you jarred from that? Was that jarring for you?
Yes. I mean, that was so believable.
It was. I mean, it was.
But okay, so she has her diabetic seizure, and then she's got too much insulin, so she needs to get like sugar in her. And that's where this quote comes from: "Drink your juice, Shelby." But do you know that she never actually says "Drink your juice, Shelby"? It's actually "Shelby, you need some juice. Drink the juice." My mind was blown when I was watching. I kept listening and was like, "Where's drink your juice, Shelby?" But anyway, so
Honestly, I like drink your juice, Shelby. I mean, maybe,
it just rolls off the tongue.
it rolls better. Drink the juice. I mean, that also kind of rolls off very well. Like if you're drink the juice. I mean, I could see a mother being very upset about her type 1 diabetic daughter not doing what she was supposed to do because she was, too like love spelled with Jackson that she didn't give a shit about her type 1 diabetes and just did whatever she wanted to do. And the mother was like, drink the juice.
Yeah, you would be that mother.
You die.
Yeah, you'd be that mother for sure. All right. So that was an iconic scene. And so she's coming down off of it. And Malin talks about how children aren't possible. You get that other line, don't talk about me like I'm not here.
Which I use on the daily. I don't know about you, but I scream that line to everybody, right?
Oh, God.
Even when it doesn't concern me, I'm screaming that line at someone. Talking about me, maybe not. Probably not. Still think you are. Still screaming the line.
Screaming it to your students.
Well, they are talking about me.
Well, yeah, they definitely are. God. So then we get Weezer coming to the beauty shop, and as she's walking up, Annelle says, "That is one ugly dog. What kind of dog is that?" And then Clary with the, "If it had hair, it'd be a Saint Bernard."
Oh, can we go back to the beginning of the movie when, because this was one thing I took a note of when I forgot who it was that said it, but I think it might have been Clary when she was like talking about Annelle. Well, she can't be a day over 18. And I was shocked when I heard that because I was like, 18? Is she supposed to be 18 in this movie?
Isn't she 30?
Yeah. That is the difference between makeup for movies in 1989 versus makeup for movies in 2023. I was floored. I was like, are we supposed to believe she's 18? Because she looks not a day older than 35.
Oh, well, how old was she in that movie?
I actually have no idea. I should have looked that up if I would have bring that up, but I was like,
yeah, 18? I know you didn't do your homework.
Well, I mean, I made sure that I made some notes of like quotes or things that I wanted to like bring up because I was like, there's no way that we were supposed to believe she was 18. Although we know that movies and sitcoms back then, they used to love to not be accurate. I mean, we know that from the Golden Girls, Josh, where the Golden Girls is totally not accurate if you follow it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. So Daryl Hannah was 27 when she played 18.
Okay, still not 18. 20. No. We are talking a decade.
Hold on. Everyone looked 25 when they were 15 years old in the 80s. They all dressed business casual.
That is so true. It was the shoulder pads. It put at least 10 years on you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, that reminds me of that meme of that little girl that she's got like the big pearl earrings and this like blown out hair, and it's like when you have preschool at 11, but then you have to sell your first house at 3.
Don't talk about my senior pictures like that.
I told you not to wear your hair like that. You just tease it and make it look like a brown football helmet. Oh my God. But then we get Weezer bitching about Drum. Don't try to get on my good side, Truvy. I no longer have one. Greg hasn't
He's
had
a real
good side
gentleman.
since...
I bet he takes the dishes out the sink before he pees in it.
As like Greg hasn't had a good side since 2003.
I've just been in a very bad mood for 40 years.
But when she sees Annelle, and this reminded me of my mama so much, when she sees her and she goes, "Who the hell are you?"
I took notes of this scene. Yes.
Yes, because she is like just going in. Now, I know everybody in this town, but I don't recall ever seeing you here.
And she's like, "Oh, I moved here." And she's like, "With your family."
Your husband?
Your husband. You don't know. Well, do you not know?
I'm intrigued. Are you married,
or
not?
It is not a difficult question. That's so Southern, though. And she's like, well, I can't talk about it. Of course you can. How many situations have we been in where our aunts are like, old women in the South are like, oh, I can't talk about it. Well, of course you can talk about it to me, honey. Tell me everything.
Tell anybody.
I'm not going to tell a soul.
Oh,
and
my
then your
God.
business is everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's just how the South rolls, baby.
That is true.
Sweet as pie to your face, though.
Oh, but I'm going to talk about you for hours behind your back.
Yeah, Greg, you've been doing that since you were born.
Well, I'm Southern.
Well, I'm Southern. All right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if after I was born, I was talking shit about the nurses. I mean, as an infant.
You know what? Honest to God, probably.
Probably.
All right. So then we get to the wedding. Looks like it's been hosed down with Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, that awful wedding. Look at those god-awful hats and those dresses. I mean, that was quintessential 80s, though, if I'm being honest. There were probably women that just thought that was the most beautiful thing ever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Where are 80s ladies in here? I know my sister's one of them. I think my sister took pictures in a dress and hat that looked just like that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was the quite the fashion.
All right. So the wedding. We love this wedding. So
I didn't love that cousin singing.
Oh God, I know. I was watching it the other day and I remember even as a kid thinking, God, where in the hell did they find this woman? I hope nobody in here is related to the woman that was singing, but my God.
That was awful.
All right. So then and you know what? Another thing that I always loved this part of the movie because you remember being a kid going to weddings because we always had Catholic weddings for down in the South, and they took forever. And I remember when the first time it started, I was like, oh my God, we got to sit through a whole wedding. All you hear is dearly beloved, and then you get the reception music. Thank you, sir. But we have our two best shit talkers, Truvy and Clary. And Truvy goes, Clary, you know I'd rather walk on my lips than to criticize anybody, but Janice found me to. I know. Looks like two pigs fighting under a blanket. I wish I wish I could use like a clip so people could actually see. Hold on. Do they have fashion in the South? Baby, that was high fashion in the 80s.
They did. Still do. In some places.
No, in some places. And then
what's her Truvy was like, I haven't left the house without lacquer on these thighs since I was 14. And
you were brought up right. You were brought up right.
What was the point? What was the point of slips? I never understood that. Like,
I don't know. We have a lot of ladies in here that could probably tell us what's the point of a slip.
Like, what was the point of a slip back then? Because my mother used to wear slips, like but I never really understood why.
Well, I'm sure we'll get an answer to that in just
somebody tell us the answer to that. I'm just curious.
What's the purpose? My sister said everyone wanted to know if there was a mass with the wedding that kept you there an extra hour. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if there was, I wasn't going. Or if my parents brought me to one, I don't want to go to that.
Greg would burst into flames.
I mean, the one wedding that I read something in, I was walking up during the rehearsal and some dead leaves fell off of a poinsettia. As I was walking past it. I think that was Lauren's wedding. As I was walking past that damn poinsettia, dead leaves fell off of it, and I was like, oh. Oh
Yeah.
no,
That was God telling you to get your ass out of there.
get out of there. Because I refuse to read that love is patient, love is kind nonsense. I was like, you give me an Old Testament reading with fire, brimstone, and torture. I don't want to read nothing about no love is kind, love is patient. Nope.
What is wrong with you? My God.
I mean, but it just didn't fit, right? You can't really feel that. You can't really see that Bible reading coming out of my mouth.
No, ma'am. All right. So we've got some answers to your slip question, Greg.
Hey,
All right.
I can see
So
the
we got a
comments,
few.
Josh. Am I supposed to be like?
No. So you don't see through the dress. So there are no panty lines. Again, so you don't see through the dress. So you couldn't see the
Oh,
undies. So there we go. Mystery solved. Now we understand why there are slips for dresses.
thanks, everyone.
Greg really needed to know that. So, next time
Learning, learning,
his
always
dress,
learning is what
learning,
I'm
learning,
always
always
learning.
learning. Oh, and it also keeps static cling at bay. Skirt would stick to legs, I think.
There is so much static electricity in this room. I stick to everything but boys and money.
Yeah. All right. So then we're still at the reception right now, and we get the iconic bleeding armadillo groom's cake.
That damn bleeding armadillo groom's cake. I was wondering if we were gonna discuss the whole conversation between Weezer and Clary about that cake,
Oh,
and when they were talking to that cousin,
oh my
and
God! No,
how
it
she
was
thought
Aunt Fern. It was
the
Aunt Fern.
Aunt
Yes.
Fern,
Yeah.
Jack, yes, and
Well,
how. Do
wait,
you
no.
want to tell it?
Yeah. So when they were at the beauty shop, they were uh Malin and Shelby were like, me and Mama agree on one thing: the groom's cake. It's awful. It's it's red velvet cake. People gonna be hacking into this poor animal, look like it's bleeding to death. And gray icing. I don't even know where you begin to get gray icing. But anyways, so we have Weezer serving the cake up in the carport, and she Drum walks up to her and says, "Weezer, can we cut it for just a minute so I can get a piece of cake?" Weezer hacks off the tail of it, and Drum goes, "Ah, thanks, Weezer. Nothing like a good piece of ass." But anyway, so Clarice sets up Weezer and brings this woman over to meet her, and she says, "Weezer, I'd like you to meet Jackson's Aunt Fern." And Aunt Fern is holding a piece of the cake, just like nibbling on it. And Weezer goes, "That looks like an autopsy." And and Clary goes, "She made the cake."
And Weeze's
And
like, "You did this."
what did she say? Do you do all wildlife?
Yeah,
Or
do you do all
do
animals?
you only do armadillos?
Yeah, do you only do and I think and Fern was like, "I can
Like
do all animals except snakes. I don't have the counter space." And Weezer's face is looking at Clary like, how dare you put me in this conversation with this woman that I have literally nothing in common with and I want to kill her.
and this is my goal in life with Greg. I just want to torture him by putting him in situations with people I know he's going to despise.
And then smiling in the background, like
Smiling in the background. And he's
just
just looking
watching
at
me
me.
interact.
There's been several times that he's just like,
This is Julian. He makes his own soups.
oh my God. I always thought the bleeding armadillo cake looked so dang good. I thought so too. And listen, if I ever get married, if you don't think I'm going to have a bleeding armadillo groom's cake at my wedding, you're sorely mistaken.
I mean, I'm sure it was delicious. It was red velvet.
Mm. I actually am going to be officiating my niece's wedding in March. It's going to be my first
Are
wedding.
you?
Yeah.
Which niece
Did
is
I not
this?
tell you? Sydney Claire.
Oh.
Looks so amused by it. You're such a bitch. I hate you. Why did I invite you on? I hate you so much.
No. That's so great. That's so great. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, that'll be lovely, I think.
Oh, look, she just popped in.
Oh,
Your favorite niece.
favorite niece.
Yes, Sydney Claire, you are my favorite niece. Unless your sisters are watching, then otherwise you're all my favorite. All right. So, but one of my favorite parts after the wedding, though, is when it's like the end of the night and everything, and everybody's going home, and you realize that Weezer and Clary are actually best friends. And Weezer goes, "Clary, walk me home," and she's like, "You just live over there." And mind you, this woman lives right next door. Again, sounds just like my mama. And she goes, You watch the evening news. Walk me home. I don't want to walk in that house by myself." And Clary's like, Clary's like, "Well, who's gonna walk me home?" And Weezer goes, "Well, you got the flashlight." And and Clary goes, "I swear, the older you get, the sillier you get. The older you get, the uglier you get."
It's one of the best ones.
Oh, look, Zach decided to join us. Hey, Zach.
Oh. Hi, Zach. Yes, hit the like button.
Zach wanted to come on here having never seen Steel Magnolias.
Did he watch it before he came on then? Or is he still a Steel
I don't know.
Magnolias virgin?
Zach, have you watched the movie yet? And I don't know.
Always come to class prepared.
See, look, even if he's not here, he's throwing shade at me. It doesn't matter. What am I going to wear to the wedding? I don't know. I was thinking if you've ever seen Schitt's Creek and Moira marries her son and his husband, I want to do something like that.
I would pay you money. Please, God, wear that to the wedding. I would love that. That is the dream. I would love to marry someone and wear that exact outfit.
I would not expect anything less from you, but I don't know, Sydney Claret, that might be what I do. Look,
just like a blasphemous pope. Oh God, it would be so nice.
Look,
Josh, no, you're gonna.
That's a warning. That's a warning.
Please do it. Oh, that would be so great.
The Josh period is a warning.
It came with a headdress. What?
What? All right, so then we move on. I mean, we're just trying to power through the movie right now, and then we'll talk all about it. Then we get to Christmas time, and y'all remember Little Miss Annelle? Well, bitch had a glow up. I remember seeing that. I thought that it was being played by two different women.
Really?
Oh no! Nobody move my contact.
And Truvy rolling her eyes like, oh God.
Yeah. Oh my God. But then we get to so Clary buys KPPD, and so she's the new announcer for the football team. And while Clary's doing this interview in the locker room, Weezer is sitting. This is my favorite. Weezer is sitting in there, got her compact out, looking at all the men's asses and everything.
Would you say that those uniforms were grape aubergine?
Shut up!
You're making a
fool. You're making a fool out of yourself, Clary. Ain't nobody give a damn about none of that grape shit.
All they care about is touchdowns and injuries.
Oh God! All right, then we have Shelby telling Malin that she's having a baby, which does not go well. Malin is very upset because she knows the implications that's going to come with Shelby being a type 1 diabetic and how it's going to affect her body. So it was not a great scene, but this also reminded me of my own mother when Shelby says, "Mama, you worry too much. In fact, I never worry because I always know that you're worried enough for the both of us." God, ain't that the truth? Stacey Renee, I know that you know what I'm talking about. Then let's see. Then we have the Christmas party, and this just goes to show you a good Southern woman. Oh God, I love a good Christmas party.
I love a good Christmas party too.
But then when Annelle walks in and she made her own little outfit and all her little things and everything like that, and Clary goes, "The only thing that separates us from the animals is our ability to accessorize." And then she, Clary turns around and she rolls her eyes so hard after seeing that outfit that Annelle came in. Uh, and then Truvy and Clary talking shit about Clary's family on the couch. Clary, if you don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me.
That's another quote that I use pretty much on the daily. If you got some
Yeah.
shit talking to do, I am all ears.
Oh, we know you are.
I love me some gossip. Ooh.
And then we have the ladies rallying around Malin because she's really upset about her daughter having a baby because she knows that it's not wise, as far as her health goes. And sorry, give me just a second. But yeah, all the ladies rally around Malin. It's a great movie for like camaraderie and just how these strong Southern women really stick together and they're each other's support system. I have yet to see a group of women stick together like a good Southern group of women does. Of course, my AirPods are dying.
Of course.
All right, then we fast forward a year later, and Shelby has her baby, and she decides that she is going to get the ugliest haircut that I have ever seen in my life. Even she knew that looked like shit. Oh my god! I think that to this day, anytime my mama talks about getting a short haircut, I think that haircut actually scarred me
But
because
I'm also pretty sure that was also one of the popular haircuts in the 80s because I remember seeing haircuts like
yeah,
that on
I think it was
business women
yeah. Mm. Oh, you want to see
going to
my
the big
shirt?
city.
Hold on. I can't move my mic, but you can kind of see it.
Where did you get that shirt? Where in Louisiana? Or did you
I
order
think
it?
I think I got it at the Cajun Village. No, I don't ever order anything. I just always Zach. No.
No, please God. The rogue.
Greg, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. We don't want a rogue nipple.
There is
walking around
always
here.
a rogue nipple. Oh my God.
Listen,
Always.
I don't like wearing
Hello.
clothes.
So I was thinking that every time I see her, she got a nipple hanging out of her
I like tank tops. I can't help it.
of her tank top, and I'm like, I'm gonna need you to put away the areolas. It is 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. I mean, that's all I look at. That's all I can see when she's talking to me is just that, So yeah, I went shopping. No, put that away. It's just staring at me.
All right. But then we get to the story of Clary's nephew coming out of the closet.
Marshall.
Now, Marshall, Drew, and Bill. So Clary's nephew says that he goes to his parents and he says, "I got something to tell you. I've got a brain tumor. I have 3 weeks to live." And naturally, Drew and Bill were hysterical. And he goes, "Hey, folks, I'm only kidding. I'm just gay." Now, this is particularly special to me because it is kind of how I came out of the closet, kind of. And my sister, so I was terrified to come out. And my sister like found out that about me coming out like to my friends and everything before I came out to anybody in my family. And my sister was always great. She was like, "I love you and I support you no matter what." She's always been like that. Shout out to my sister here in the comments, Stacy Robin. I am telling them our story right now. So I had come out of the closet in high school. Greg and I went to the same high school, 63 people in our graduating class, and what, 6 of us were gay?
About
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 6 of us. And so anyways, we all came out and I was the first one to like bust down the door and just tell everybody at school. And my sister called me to her house one day and she said, hey, I have to talk to you about something. I said, okay. She said, Duke, my brother-in-law, heard that somebody at Ascension Catholic came out of the closet and he heard it was you. And I almost shit out my heart. I was like, "Oh my god, this is it. This is where I die." And so and that's what she said. She said,
I'm
"I love you no matter what. I'll always support you." She said, "But you need to tell mom and daddy before somebody else does because that's not going to be good. It needs to come from you." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm thinking like, "Okay, I'll tell him in like a week." And I was like, well, when should I do it? And she said now. I was like, what? What do you mean now? And
I'm surprised you
so
didn't throw me under the bus to Duke. It's Greg.
well, we were kind of friends at that. Yeah, we were friends at that point.
It doesn't matter. I'm surprised you still didn't throw me under the bus for that. I don't think.
Had it been freshman year, your ass would have been run over by the bus. I can tell you that. But anyway, so I was like, okay. So she said, okay, I'm gonna call mama down to the house. So my mama comes over and she and my sister's just looking at me. My mom was like, "What?" And Stacy's like, "Are you gonna say something?" And I just couldn't. I was frozen. And my sister, in her infinite wisdom, looks at my mama and goes, "Well, he doesn't have a brain tumor."
I didn't know she did that.
What do you mean you didn't know she did that? I've told everybody that story. And my mother, being a Southern woman who knows Steel Magnolias backwards and forwards, goes, "What? No. Okay, I gotta go." And then, like, a week later, it was fine. But it was, yeah, quite the way to come out. She is a great big sister. I'm very, very fortunate. I love you. Oh, see, she loves me too. Um, so anyways, then we get to Clary saying, "Well, I asked him how he goes about, meeting other men. And he said, all gay men have track lighting, and all gay men are named Mark, Rick, or Steve." Cut
Which
to
is hilarious because gayest people on earth, and Josh and Greg.
I think in that generation, maybe it was Mark, Rick, or Steve.
Maybe.
Uh, but then cut to Weezer coming in, and the lady, she says, "What are y'all talking about?" And the girls are like, "Track lighting." And she goes, "Oh, I love mine." And Clarice says, "When did you get track lighting?" "Oh, my grandson installed it for me." Shelby goes, "Oh, how is he?" And she goes, "Steve's fine."
And they all die because, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then we find out that Malin is going to give Shelby a kidney because her diabetes has. I don't even understand. Greg, you're a doctor. How exactly does that work?
Oh, honey, I'm not an MD.
Yeah,
I
but don't
mean,
you understand how all that like
yeah, I mean, yeah.
chemical
So,
stuff works?
well, so, so just to preface this with, I have a PhD, so I do not give medical advice, and I am not a physician. But diabetes can damage your kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
Uncontrolled diabetes can damage your kidneys. I'm assuming that she had the kidney issues because of her type 1 diabetes that she
Mm-hmm.
had her whole life. So I'm assuming that her kidneys were just not functioning like they should have, and so then she had to get a transplant. Um, how the baby caused her to technically go into end stage renal disease, I don't know that mechanism.
Okay,
Um,
but this is the thing that I don't understand because she got a kidney transplant because Malin gave her a kidney.
she did, yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, so either her body rejected the kidney, which I mean, I can't, I don't, I don't know how that. I mean, things happen. That could have been the
Mhm.
case, but or you know, because it wasn't long after. Like I said, these movies, you never really know what they're doing chronologically. Like I don't know how long technically after she had gotten that kidney, how long that was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, Jack
Yeah.
Jr. was still a baby. He was still like a toddler almost, so it couldn't have been that long after she had gotten the kidney.
Yeah.
But for her to go down that quickly, my hypothesis is that her immune system rejected it.
Mm. His hypothesis. He sounds so scientific.
That's what I would think is that, like I said, because she went down so quick, that to
Yeah.
me is transplant rejection.
Okay, that's what I was wondering when I was watching. I was like, "Wait, how did she die?" And I literally made a note, like, did her body
Because
reject kidney?
it can take sometimes decades for diabetes to send you into end stage renal disease like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the more you know. Thank
That
you,
would be
Greg.
what I would think. I mean, but you never know with these movies, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know that. So I could be incorrect, but I think that because it's based, you know, this movie's based on a true story, obviously, and for those people who
Yeah.
haven't seen it, it's based on a true story. It was actually a play, right, before it was a
Mhm.
movie.
Yep.
And the author of the play, his sister died from who the play is based on. His sister died of um, kidney complications from
Mhm.
diabetes.
Mm.
So that would be my. So this is actually. So this is that. So yes, the kidneys. That's one of their functions. They do remove waste from your plasma. But I could actually see her not being able to be on her. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
So, spoiler alert, Shelby dies. And then we have the most iconic scene and cannot believe that Sally Field did not get an award for this performance
She was
when
nominated.
she was nominated, but she did not win. Bullshit. But anyway, so she is like just obviously distraught. She just lost her daughter. And it was crazy because you know how at the beginning of the movie when Annelle's freaking out about doing Malin's hair, and Shelby goes, "Relax, you just tease it and make it look like a brown football helmet." And then Malin looks in the mirror in the little compact, and she realizes that her hair really does look like a brown football helmet, and she has the most epic meltdown that I have ever seen. If you have not seen the movie, it is worth watching just for that scene, but be prepared to cry your eyes out. I mean, it will literally break your heart.
I will
Um,
also say that what Daryl Hannah's character, what Anel's character told Malin before all that little
mhm,
speech that she gave about Shelby passing away,
mhm,
um, that little montage, that quote, that
mhm,
little monologue, that was a
mhm,
beautiful monologue. I love that monologue. And, you know, when my godmother passed away suddenly, that monologue really did hit home to me more than it
mhm,
ever had before
mhm.
because it was a really, really touching thing that she told her.
Yeah,
Because you never know what to tell. You never know what to say to people when they lose someone
right.
so suddenly like that. Like it's always very difficult to find the words. 9 times out of 10, there's no words. It just
Mhm.
that life sucks, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
But and I'm here for you, whatever you need. But I mean, even that, you know, it's just so hard to find the words. And those words I
yeah.
always thought were amazing.
Yeah, yeah, but you could tell at the beginning, Malin wanted to punch her
Of
in the
course.
face.
Of
Yeah,
course. And I mean, we all had that reaction to that, I think. I mean, for
yeah,
someone to tell you that, like before, and I'm not talking about what she said before that monologue, because that was
right,
awful. I would like,
yeah,
you never say that to someone, especially if they
right,
lost a child. Like that's just
right,
obnoxious and so inconsiderate.
yeah,
But her little explanation after, I always thought was nice.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, God, it was just such a good freaking movie. But then we get the hilarious scene when Malin is screaming. She says, "I just want to hit something. I want to hit it hard." And then Clary grabs Weezer and she goes, "Here, hit this." Are you high, Clary? Come on, Malin. Here, hit this. We'll sell t-shirts that say I slapped Weezer Boudreaux.
Let go of me.
Malin,
So
you just missed
good.
the chance of a lifetime. Half a Chickapin parish should give their eye teeth to take a whack of Weezer.
And then they all started laughing. And of course, Clary is like, I mean, and this was later, but of course, Clary was like, it was getting way too serious. We needed to laugh.
And so she used Weezer as her little guinea pig. Oh my God. All right. Then we get to one of my favorite final moments.
Well, wait, let's talk about a quote from that little scene that we use constantly, which is, "You are a pig from hell."
Greg tells me that at least once a day. All my friends are mean to me. You see Greg and Zach, they're all mean to me.
We are only mean because he deserves it.
You're such an asshole.
He initiates it.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit.
And I know Zach will agree with me.
Oh, God. This part actually always makes me cry the hardest. When Malin was on that drive to get Jack, yes.
And that little boy was walking towards him, that little boy was walking towards her, just smiling and like so happy to see her. And she was just crying and so happy to see him. That was, yeah.
Oh my God. That was heartbreaking. And that music, that violin music.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and also her crying in the car, and you can see like the swamps in the background, you know, she's driving it. I mean, that was just,
God.
Because he comes from a good old Southern family with good old
Southern values. You either shoot it, stuff it, or marry it.
Louisiana lawyers do well, whether they want to or not.
Yes. Hold on just a second. Can you still hear me?
Me?
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. One of my AirPods died. I got like maybe 5% on the other one. We'll see how long it lasts. All right. And then finally, we get to the scene where Clary goes to apologize to Weezer. And as Greg was saying, that's when she says, "It was getting way too serious back there. We needed to laugh." And Clary just starts like picking at her. And then she sits on the bench next to her. You get the "get off my bench" to show you just exactly how alike Greg and I are to Clary and Weezer. Here is our "get off my bench."
Oh God, look, that was when I had hair. Or at least was faking it for a little while.
Oh, you were clinging to those last 3 strands for a bit.
For dear life at that point.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Yeah. You know, that scene too, it was also funny because it kind of gave you an insight into why Weezer was the way she was, because Clary said, "I bet Lloyd enjoyed it." And Weezer was like, you know, Lloyd got a lot of
a great deal of amusement at my expense. Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, she was probably in an abusive marriage, which is probably why she was probably so like she was, honestly, because I can see that, you know.
Yeah.
But wasn't Clarice's late husband also named Lloyd?
Well, no, I think she was. What are you talking about? I think that she was talking about Lloyd. Lloyd, I think, probably teased Weezer a lot, like Drum did.
I don't know.
I think I'm right.
I felt like it was one of her late husbands because she's married twice.
No, I don't think so. I think you're wrong. And then the movie wraps up with a pregnant Annelle who is going to name her baby Shelby, and she goes into labor, and that's where the movie ends.
And the nasty, wicked, evil, wretched, horrible, mean Weezer was never heard from again. Now, Run along. It's time for the Easter Bunny.
I actually did something similar to Greg when my godson was real little. I told a similar story about Greg being an evil old witch. My nephew would not go around him. I still don't think he'll actually go around you.
No, and I'm pretty sure he probably hit me or ran away from me at some point. I'm pretty sure he kicked me. He might have kicked me.
I want to hit you and run away from you all the time.
Oh, yeah. How old is he now? Like 15?
No, he's 16 now.
Jesus.
I know. Tell me about it. This is what I want to know. Has anyone watched the remake of Steel Magnolias? I never saw it. I don't even know where you see it.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Oh, look. Sydney Claire loves you, Greg.
I loved you, Sydney. I did. Probably because Josh never told you those horrible stories.
Wait, what?
I said probably because you never told her those horrible stories.
No, that came to me after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised she loved me. I ran over her bike when I was younger and more irresponsible.
Oh my God! Yes, I will never forget you backing out of my sister's driveway, and you told me, you said, "Well, I ran over Sydney Claire's bike last night." And I felt bad for a moment, but then I said, screw it. It shouldn't have been in the driveway.
Exactly. Yep. And I think I remember your sister being like, no, I told her that was what she got for not picking up her stuff out of the driveway. That's what happens when you don't pick up your toys. They get destroyed.
Should we watch it and report back for a follow-up live? I'm down for that. I've never seen it. Where do you even watch it? Is it streaming anywhere? Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Greg and Clint were her boyfriends. It was
a Betty Boop scooter. It was something. It was really dark. It was nighttime, and I remember pulling that piece of crap out from under my car because I didn't know what it was, and I just kept driving, and I was dragging it along the driveway, and I was like, "What is going on?" So I get out, and I see it all mangled up under the car. So I get on my hands and knees and yank it out and throw it in the yard, and I'm like, "Look, should have been in the driveway."
God, you were terrible.
Did you hit a small child or something?
Oh my God. How many siblings do I have? I have my older sister who's watching right now. She's 18 years older than I am, and my brother's 15 years older than me. I was not a mistake, just so everybody knows, but I was a surprise. Oh. You can watch the full remake on YouTube?
The only movie I've ever had to watch on YouTube is Martha Inc. with Sybil Shepherd because it's one of my favorite Lifetime made-for-TV movies of all time.
Oh my God!
But now that movie is on Peacock, and I love that movie so much.
Do they? It's on Peacock? Did they ever do the follow-up? Weren't they supposed to do like Martha Behind Bars or something like that?
That I don't know. I just know that Martha Inc. is like one of my favorite movies, and when Sybil Shepherd played her. But I could see like Martha having some say in them making another movie. She probably saw that first movie and she was like, absolutely not. Never again. But that was such a good movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, see, I was planned. I just came 16 years late.
No comment.
Oh, you were a mistake. Whether your parents wanted you or not.
That's true.
Oh, if anybody wants another good tearjerker, Beaches.
Oh, Beaches.
As much as Greg and I like jab at each other, anytime we watch it, we bawl and immediately call the other one. I just watched Beaches. Yeah, that's a good one.
Or the one with Toni Collette. That one, geez.
That
was even worse than Beaches.
Oh my God, it was. Have y'all seen Miss You Already with Toni Collette and Drew Barrymore? You want to talk about a tearjerker? Oh my God. That. Mm.
And
Oh,
that
fried
movie,
green tomatoes is good too.
Fried Green
Yes.
Tomatoes, is also really good. Yeah, Miss
Oh,
You Already
yes.
too. When she's at the end and she gives her the middle finger,
Hmm.
that totally, I was like, oh,
Yep.
that's a lot. That's yeah.
This AirPod is not charging. There goes my other one.
Uh-oh. Well, we can still hear you.
Okay. Well, yeah, you can hear me because I have a microphone, but I don't
Oh,
know
can
how
you hear
long this
me?
is going to last. Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear you.
okay.
Let's just wait and see what happens. Maybe it'll just automatically switch um to the speaker in the. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. Oh, I can change it myself.
Perfect.
All right, say something, Greg.
What? Say something.
Okay.
Yes, test, test. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Oh my God. Yes. If we're talking about tearjerkers, let's just give our list of tearjerkers that we think are like some of the best terms of endearment. Yes. This was and actually Shirley MacLaine, who plays Weezer in Steel Magnolias, played the mom in terms of endearment. Oh my God. Another Oscar worthy performance. Did she win an Oscar for that?
That I do not know.
Hmm. And fried green tomatoes. I'm in my Tawanda energy right now. I started demoing my master bathroom today. Good for you, Dub. I
That's
love
great.
that.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. You have a good day too. I know she's watching from China right now.
Oh, wow. Who is that?
She is one of Zach's faithful followers.
Oh, okay. So that was going to be Fan. But Fan's in France, right? She
Yeah,
just had a
fans of.
baby.
Yeah. She just had a baby?
I think that's what Yana told me, yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
Fan. All right, guys. Anything else? I've kept you all here for about an hour now. Don't want to overstay my welcome on my first solo live, even though I'm not really solo. I got this fool
Yeah.
with me.
I mean, I was just here for commentary. I mean, you have to be talking to somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I talk to myself all the time, so I suppose I could do it on my own. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed this live. Oh, wait, before I leave, I want to see if anybody not
Oh,
a native
yeah.
Louisianian. I really want someone to phonetically spell this out for me. I want to know how y'all think we pronounce this town's name. I'm going to try to do my next live next Sunday. If Sundays work for people, I mean, I don't know. I'm not into Sunday fun days anymore, so this is Sunday fun day for me.
Yeah, Sunday fun days were a lot of fun, but now that I have responsibilities on Monday, Sunday fun day just turns into Monday really hungover, not being able to do anything.
Oh God, I do not miss that. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
hold
I've
on.
stopped Sunday fun days. I can't do those anymore.
Let's see. Nachitos. Okay.
Well, Stacy doesn't count.
Stacy doesn't count. Damn it, Stacy. I said not Louisiana people. Nachitoshe. That's a good guess.
That's actually really good. That's a very good guess.
Anybody else want to try to guess? All right. We pronounce it Nakadish, which I know seems insane, but we have a lot of names in Louisiana that if I showed y'all the word Shapatulis, your mind would be just melt out of your brain, out of your ears. All
Natchitoches.
right,
Good old
guys.
Natchitoches.
All right. Natch your tits. Clever and kind of close.
Yeah, you know that city also has what is it? Festival of the Lights. What do they call that?
Yes, that was the Christmas
Yeah,
scene.
and
Yeah.
that's actually something that everyone in Louisiana. I mean, that's a big deal in the state. A lot of people go to see that every Christmas.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Had a great time with you, and I hope everybody has a fantastic week ahead. And if you can't be nice, at least don't be a hater gator.
Or if
Talk
you
to
don't
y'all
have
later.
anything nice to say, come sit by me.
That part. Okay. Love you all. Yes, please hit like and subscribe. Love you. See you next week. Or Wednesday if you're going to watch me and Zach recap Salt Lake City. All right. Bye.